Hi everyone. I want to talk to you about 6 top reasons why marriages are crashing at an alarming rate. 6 top reasons why marriages are crashing at an alarming rate. It is no longer news that marriages are crashing, and it's happening fast and thick, and it's happening everywhere. It's happening to Christians, it's happening to non-Christians, it's happening to people of all religions, it's happening in the West, it's happening in the South, it's happening everywhere. And it's really, really, really alarming. Now, that's not news. In my space as a family life counselor, sometimes I am fully, truly overwhelmed. There was a particular week that I tracked the number of hours that I spent counseling couples. And from my recollection, that week, I spent up to 30 hours counseling couples in that week, in a single week. They say the work week is supposed to be 40 hours, so I don't want to go into that calculation to determine the percentage of my work hour that went into counseling. It was too much. And from my observation as well, as a professional, here are the 6 top reasons what I am finding out from my experience and also from my conversations with co-counselors as I am, like me. So the first one is this. The sixth one shouldn't actually be happening to us in Nigeria, and I'm going to tell you why when we get to the sixth one. It shouldn't be happening to anybody who is a Nigerian. But let's go through it one after the other. The first one is a negative pattern in upbringing. This is one of the strongest reasons why marriages are crashing at an alarming rate. The crashes that we're experiencing today are the fruits of the actions or inactions of the programs that have been installed in the human beings that are in the marriage. We always say this in my space as family life counselors, that there is nothing like bad marriage. All we have are 1 or 2 disempowered adults. Marriage in and of itself is perfect, is great, created by God, is wonderful. It is the human factor in it. It is the human beings in the marriage that needs fixing. There's nothing wrong with marriage. It is the human beings in it that actually needs a lot of fixing. And when it comes to the human beings, I find in my experience that upbringing wires you for life. Upbringing wires you for life. Upbringing is like your operating system, and operating system is the basis for every other operations in the gadget. Now, what happens? Let me tell you how strong operating system is. If knowledge is not as strong as upbringing, your programming is superior, far superior to your knowledge. What do I mean? If someone has been programmed to be a thief, even when they grew up and somebody tells them that as a human being you are not supposed to steal, and they agree with that knowledge, they will still struggle not to steal. Why? Because they've been programmed to steal. That's how powerful program is. And your experience in your formative years, your experience under your parents, are the more powerful system that determines how you're going to behave, and that will determine who you will become and the level of capacity that you will have or lack in relationship space. That's why negative patterns in upbringing, I'm finding, is one of the strongest factors that is responsible for the fast crashes that we're having in a lot of marriages. A lot of people were not brought up in a manner where they are equipped with the right emotional and psychological capacity to hold marriage together. It's just as simple as that. Many have a lot so short, and they've not done anything reasonable to bridge the gap in their upbringing. So that's why if you're a parent today, you have a really, really important job in your hand. In fact, I did a video where I cried out to all the parents and I said, please make sure that your son and your daughter would not look for me in the next 20 or 30 years. It is in your hand. It is more in your hand than in their hands, that they will not look for a therapist. They will not look for a marriage counselor. They will not look for someone to come and rescue them in a relationship. It is absolutely in your hand as a parent, because how you treat them in their formative age will determine to a very large extent whether they'll be programmed for a great relationship in life, or they'll be programmed for crashing relationships, toxic relationships. Some have been programmed to become abusers. Some have been programmed to become victims of abuse. If you program your child well, there's a way you can program your child that it does not matter the level of abuse in the society. Your child has been programmed in a manner that they can repel any form of abuse and would not turn out to be a victim or become an abuser. It's all in your hand how you are programming your children, because upbringing determines the software on which we run, and it will end up determining whether your child, and as it's affecting you in your relationship right now, the same thing with your child. So if you want to understand why you're struggling in your relationship right now, please look at your upbringing, and you will require the help of a professional to do a great job of x-raying your past experiences, and they will help you to see how it's sabotaging your present and what you can do differently in order to work against that virus that has been installed in you. Second reason why marriages are crashing fast is knowledge gap. This one is supposed to be simple, but it's not that simple. It's supposed to be straightforward, but it's not that straightforward. I find that you have people with erroneous knowledge, you have people with inadequate knowledge, and then you have people who are totally clueless. The three of them, so a lot of time, they suffer a lot of damages. I can't tell you how many people I've sat with, and they will tell me the stories of how they are suffering in their marriages, how they are suffering in their relationships, how they are suffering in their personal lives for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years, for the last 20 years. And I will open their eyes to one or two things under 30 minutes, sometimes under 1 hour, sometimes less than 30 minutes. And they're like, what? I wish I knew this 5 years ago. In fact, there's a story of someone who came across one of my videos and was practically shedding tears, and called the person who sent my video to her and said, I wish I heard this 5 years ago, I would still be married today. Just simple knowledge. And that's why if you're single, one of the questions I ask single people, I'm praying for marriage, I want to marry next year, I'm trusting God for life partner, I ask them, how many books have you read about marriage? Usually none, or just one, or one message, or one podcast. That is not adequate. That is not adequate. And if you're well behaved, you're righteous, you are praying, you are doing all of that, it is never a substitute for the right knowledge. And the knowledge abounds out there if you're going to search enough and dedicate yourself enough to really search them out and get the help that you need. It's the same thing for married people. If you're already in the marriage and the marriage is suffering because you lack knowledge, you better go get the knowledge that you need, because nothing else will substitute for it. I've had to walk, sometimes I've walked couples who have been married for almost 20 years. I've had to walk them through some specific set of knowledge that change their mindset, change their perspective, and transform that marriage instantly. It does not matter how far you've gone in marriage. If you've gone on the wrong course, there is no other way around it. You have to get the knowledge. And it's not enough to say, oh, I watched one podcast, or I follow somebody on Instagram. It's not enough. You need serious level of deep knowledge, and you need even the right knowledge. And sometimes erroneous knowledges are being shared out there, and that is also contributing to the issues that we're having. So knowledge gap is the second reason why we're having a lot of crashes in marriages. The third one is work pressure. Now, this doesn't appear on the surface, but I have observed from my counseling experience and also from having conversations with my colleagues that the kind of pressure, that the economic pressure, which of course culminates into work pressure that we're all facing in this world, is practically unprecedented. Many people are pointing to bad behavior.